Welcome everyone to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene, where we serve the hottest tea. Join me and my baby stripper voice.
And me welcoming you all to eavesdrop onto our uncensored opinions. This platform is used to inform, laugh, and potentially inspire others to speak out about things we may all be thinking about but are too afraid to say out loud.
And don't forget, babes, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Welcome back to Spilling the Tea with
Estee.
and Marlene.
Welcome back to new episodes that we have been gone for a while.
Yeah, we are wrapping up the summer in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And
we decided to take time off to actually
enjoy.
live the summer.
We've lived.
Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about what we've done from May to August.
Okay.
First off, how do you feel? Do you feel refreshed now that you've taken a break?
I feel like the break was needed because I went through some personal things that I actually really welcomed the mental space to like really just not worry about much in the summer. And then so it was good. I feel good.
Good. I feel like it was needed, but also like it gave me energy. I'm kind of like buffering right now. Like I'm like it gave me energy that I want to do this. We should do this. We should plan this. So it like gave me a lot of energy.
Yeah, also the summer in New York just goes by so quickly. Like you're like in a rush of like I need to get the most out of the summer, but then it's also like I need my wallet to not get the most out of it. And then
Those are facts.
I also want to like sleep and relax.
You want to sleep. You want to relax. You want to go to a pool party. You still have to work 9 to 5. Go to cocktail hour.
You kind of have to send me workout to look like decent.
Yeah. So I'm like, New York summers is a lot.
Yeah, like it's the Olympics.
It's the Olympics of the summers.
Yeah, of the social scene.
Yeah. So.
All right, so I'll start. After we went on our hiatus, hopefully by the time this drops, I'll be finished editing this fucking video.
I want to give you your flowers for editing. I'm so sorry. Editing is fucking hard.
Yeah. It's hard, it's fun, but it's hard.
Yeah.
I went to Puerto Rico for a friend's bachelorette party.
Love that.
It was a shit show and a half for like the best reasons. First of all, if you went to Puerto Rico, it's always a great time. You're never going...
vibes always.
Yeah, you're never going to regret going to Puerto Rico. So we went to Puerto Rico. It was about like, I think 8 of us. We stayed like at the sickest house, sickest backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we like partied, dinners. We went to a beach club that I am actually thankful that I vlogged that beach club portion of the day because I really blacked out. Like truly blacked out.
So you were happy that you vlogged because
So
now you have the proof.
I know what I did. Like there was like clips that I was like, "Y yo hice eso." I did not remember, and I know a couple of the bitches that was with me also don't remember.
Now there's proof.
I remember I did throw up at the beach club.
But tell me you did like a little polite throw up.
Yeah, so it was like the beach club and the pool, the cabanas, and there was like separating the beach and the actual pool was like trees and forest. So I snuck into that tree forest part.
Okay.
And I threw up there. And then I went back to the party.
Usted es muy classic.
Yeah.
Wait, you're very demure.
Demure.
Because right now that's it.
And
right
mindful.
Now.
And mindful.
And mindful.
That was mindful.
You're a mindful throw upper.
Yeah.
If that's a word.
Yeah.
Because you always like throw up the same thing where people don't see you and then you return to the party.
Yeah. You guys will see like the whole thing on the video, but like we went out to one night to La Placita.
Okay. That's a must.
And we were wearing all white. And when I tell you, we all got back looking like brown. Like we were so dirty. We were so dirty from that thing. And so many things happened that night. One of the things that stands out that was like pretty funny was that our friend lost her phone in a taxi.
Okay.
And like she goes like, I lost my phone. And we're like, what the fuck? like, how you lose her? She's like, I don't know. She was like drunk. We were all drunk, and we call the phone. Somebody answers, and they're like, "Hello," and we're like, "Hi," and she goes like, "Who's this?" Like, no, bitch. Who
Who's
who are
this?
you?
Who the fuck is
Like,
this?
who are
But
you?
then you can't get crazy because you want the phone back.
Yeah. So we're like, oh, like you have her friend's phone. She goes like, oh, what's your friend's name? It's fucking a Karen. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, and she's asking us all these questions, and we're like, you have her phone. Like, what do you mean? So thankfully the girl was nice and she gave us her hotel. So we pulled up to her hotel.
Wait, how she said it though?
Um, she was not Latina.
Mm-hmm.
So she was saying La Conch.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I don't know what La Conch is. And she was like, I'm staying at La Conch. And I'm like, um,
Can you spell it for
can you
me?
spell it? And then she's like, Laconcha. I was like, oh, La Concha.
Uh-huh.
She goes like, yeah, that one, La Conch. Okay, like La Concha. Cool. We'll be right there in 10 minutes. We show up, we get the phone from the girl. She was very nice. We're driving back to our Airbnb, and then we gave our friend our phone, and then we were all just like in like a dead silence because we were just all like tired. And she goes like, "Why is everybody acting so weird?" It's about the phone, right? You guys are pissed off about the phone. I'm sorry, I lost my phone. And we're all like, we're not mad. She goes like, you guys are pissed off, and I know. I'm sorry I lost the phone. But you guys are acting so weird. And we're like, you're
She was
acting
drunk.
weird. Yeah. We're like, you're acting weird. She goes like, no, you guys are weird. I'm like, you are acting so weird right now. And then we were just like bickering about like who was acting weirder on the cab ride. The
It's a poor crab driver.
He also was just like, what the fuck? We stayed at the sick Airbnb and we got like a little bit of like Airbnb fished
Okay.
because
Ooh, that's a new term.
Airbnb fished. Airbnb was looked just like what it looked like on the
Outside.
no, on like the photos.
Okay.
Even the inside, it was great. It's just like the location was a little bit of a location fish. So like when she sends you the ad, they send you the address like a couple
Days or week.
days.
Uh-huh.
It showed it was a main road, so we're like, oh, perfect, like main road.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's like in the cut because it's like a whole bunch of abandoned houses that just got bought and remodeled into like sick Airbnbs.
Okay.
But there is no like paved roads. It's like dirt roads that lead into like mansions, but like it's a dirt road with no name. So when you're driving, you have to tell your Airbnb guy, make a right here and go straight down. So as we're fighting about who's being weird, we're also giving him directions on how to get to the Airbnb.
What time was it?
It was like 5 in the morning. So
Sounds like a good trip.
it was a great trip. The bride had the best time, which is all
That's
that matters.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, that sounds like a. I feel like I told you this earlier. Like, usted tiene una energía that just like things happen around you.
Yeah.
So, expect always a good time when Estee's around. Even
Yeah.
if it has, even though he's not doing anything,
Yeah.
it just comes to him.
Yeah.
So, while you were in Puerto Rico, I was in DR
Mm-hmm.
for a wedding, for my cousin's wedding, and we had a really great time. I was actually really happy to be with my family members that I really don't see. And we were in the Sheraton in Santo Domingo, so it was like, like very pipiri, pipiri nice. It was we're not wah wah wah, but very poppy.
Mm-hmm. Which we like, Poppy.
Yeah, it was really nice. And the wedding was amazing. My cousin se votó. My aunt surprised her with a famous bachatero.
Mm-hmm.
She had frio frio at her wedding. She had sancocho at the end. She had la hora loca. So I was very happy to like spend my money to go to a wedding.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, bitch. I told my mom, I was like, my wedding, bitch. Like,
Start saving up.
yeah, I was like, para que, because you guys need to like give me a little something. So yeah, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not wild like yours.
No. So that all happened in May. Then like June. What happened in June?
I was like, I gotta look at my calendar.
Right.
Well, we could talk about how we went to the Arlo Hotel via the Parlor app.
Yeah. So it's like the Parlor app. And they invite you to events. and you can like RSVP and go.
Mm-hmm.
We went to this pool party at like, I don't know. First of all, like this hotel has two names, and I really can't decipher which one it is
Okay.
because they call it the Williamsburg Hotel, but then you have to put the Arlo Hotel
So to get
address.
yeah,
If you guys know what it's called, like please correct us. But
it's a beautiful hotel, I must say.
yeah, and the people watching was amazing.
Okay, so let's.
I
Okay,
I love people watching.
I I could people watch all day.
Me too.
Like, just get me a little drink,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just like watching. So wait, so when we got to the event, it was like kind of starting. It was at the rooftop hotel.
Yeah.
And there was this girl. She came in with like main energy, like main character energy.
She said I'm getting fucked tonight.
She sat next to us.
Yeah, she sat next to us. We were not gonna fuck her.
Yeah, I was like,
But
that's
we're
not
like, we're
us.
here to
You're here to watch.
encourage your
Your
mission.
fuckery. So she was like, "Oh, you guys are getting in the water." First of all, it was a little cold that day, or it was cloudy that day.
It was cloudy, and
And-
it was supposed to rain. It was like the vibes were there, but like it wasn't like prime pool day like
Yeah.
weather. But we still went because like
It's the
YOLO.
Arlo Hotel.
And this girl, she was like, "Are you guys gonna get in the water?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're probably gonna like get in a little bit." And she said, "Oh, I did my makeup for 2 hours, so I'm not gonna get in." And we're like, "Okay, well, it's given 45, but yeah, like 2 hours is great." And she was like, "Yeah." And then some like hot guy sat like in our section.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the water, and he called her. And when this tell you, this girl did like a face dive into the water to go talk to him.
We were like so invested into their whole story.
We were like,
all
"Girl,
night.
what happened to that? I'm not wetting my face. You went face first."
Exactly. She was like, she just like gave like main energy character, and she was like a butterfly. She not only talked to this one guy that she had saw at the pool near us.
Before we go that,
Yeah.
before we talking about butterfly and animals, there was a mermaid at this pool party.
Yes. An actual person wore a fishtail
And she was swimming up and down. She also was not hired by the hotel. She was a person.
She was a person
She
that
was
was
a
invited.
guest that just brought her own mermaid tail and was swimming. And I was like, wow, they have like a really like mermaid. She wasn't that cute, but like mermaid.
Yeah, I mean, she was just like,
She was no Ariel.
no,
But you know,
maybe Gretchen.
who's Gretchen?
I don't know. Like I'm just thinking of like a name. I'm like, maybe like a Gretchen. Like,
Oh, I meant Ariel like the mermaid.
no, yeah, but I'm like, Gretchen like sounds uglier.
I don't know who. I know Gretchen. She's beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, so back to this butterfly girl. She was bouncing from like dick to dick. She went to the bar. She was like we were watching her like a hawk. She was like taking shots with like some other guy,
Yeah.
and she was like having the greatest time. Then the guy that she left in the pool with us kept on just like staring at her, and we were just like in the middle of the tea. Then she came back, started talking to the guy, got in the water. Then the guy from the bar came back and grabbed her out of the water. Be let's go get another drink, and she got out and went to get the other drink.
You know what? I fucking admire her. You know why? Because she was with one guy and pointing at the other one. I guess she was like, "Oh, look, I met this one guy over there. Oh, hi." Like she was with one guy saying hi to the next guy. And I'm just like, I admire the shit out of that because, you know, like as women, it could be frowned upon, like, oh, she's hoeing around or whatever. But baby, she's single.
Not for us. It's not fun. It was encouraged.
And we were just like happy for her. I was like, go ahead, whatever. We were judging from 1 to 10 how good the guys or look.
Yeah.
I was like, let's see which one she hops on and she leaves with.
Yeah. And then she got back in the pool, and I was fully eavesdropping their conversation. Like I heard everything. Then she went to like the other rooftop with like some other guy.
Yep.
Came back and got like the first guy. The first guy's friends left, and they like brought his backpack upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
They brought him. They came back down. We were like in it, like, and she lived in Jersey, so we know she was trying to stay over.
At the end of it all, I must say we saw her leaving with the guy in the elevator.
Yeah, which we were so proud.
We were like, yes, get that. You were eyeing and hawking him all night.
Yeah, and he
So.
was very, very handsome.
Yeah. Well, you saw him again.
I did. Very handsome. So that was a good time we had. I feel like we did a lot more, and I'm like really blanking out.
Well, now that I look at my calendar, in June I actually went to this yoga Reiki
Oh yeah,
event.
tell them about
Um, so
your journey.
I'm having more of like a spiritual journey. I feel like I don't know, something is calling for this new version of me. So I went to this Reiki yoga event. Basically, I think it was like a new moon that month. And it was like a new moon in Capricorn or something, or new moon in something. And we did like yoga poses to basically like accept what's coming to us or like new things and kind of like release tension from your body and like let go of any like negative vibes.
Yeah.
And the instructor, she's a Reiki instructor, kind of like a cleanse, like she was there doing Reiki, and then she would like touch us, and like whatever kind of message came through for her, she would like share it with us. So it was really nice. I actually have been going, I actually won a giveaway with them, and now I've been to 3 events. So, well, 3 sessions or 3 things. So I went to the yoga Reiki on a new moon. I went and did a Thai massage, which is like, very it's like a massage where they bend you kind of like in a pretzel, but like different areas of your body holds different things and different traumas.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like very educated on like what's tense, what's not, and like, things like this. And then last week I went to a actual Reiki energy cleanse with the instructor that I met the first time. And this place is called Inner Pattern in Queens, and actually I love the vibe there. It's very calm. It's very soothing. It's very chill. I love going there. It smells so great. And I'm gonna do a little reel actually of my Reiki session on Instagram.
Okay, we
So
can't wait
yeah,
to hear it. I've done Reiki,
yeah.
but I haven't had like a positive experience. Not that I haven't a negative experience. I just haven't had a life changing experience.
I did my Reiki session for 1 hour. And how long was yours?
I don't know. I think like 30 minutes.
Yeah, because
And she kept on telling me shit that I already knew. I was like, well, I didn't have to pay you for this, babe.
like what did she say?
She was like, you're very strong. She was like, you have clean energy. She was
Mm-hmm.
like, you process your emotions very well. And I'm like, okay. When are you gonna tell me what's wrong with me? This is why I came.
I don't think that they're supposed. So Reiki, if people don't know what it is, it's basically like you have 7 chakras of energy in your spine. And basically, the person that I did it with, she was going around to cleanse and remove any blocks.
Hmm.
So when I did it, she touches you lightly, and she like touched around my third eye and like my heart chakra and my throat chakra, and she said that my upper body chakras are very strong, that my lower body chakras are not. And each chakra basically means different things. So for me, my sacral chakra was kind of blocked or like not strong, and that chakra basically represents emotions, um desires, like what do you truly want to do? Like, so she was saying that it was kind of blocked, so she told me like, like just don't do things just because like it's on the calendar or like you have to do it. Mind you, I've only met her like twice, so for her to like and for her to say that, it was just like, oh, you're in tune.
If you guys know Marlene, she lives by a calendar.
Yeah. So when lately,
And then this goes back to our last episode where we said the biggest misconceptions about us is that I'm always out and she's not out. And it's the complete opposite. I'm like 70% always home and Marlene in the streets.
but like, I'm in my 30s now. Like, it's not just like I'm gonna be out on the streets clubbing. It's like
La
I'm
calle
gonna.
is la calle. Once you leave these doors of your apartment, it's the
So
streets.
what if I go to the elevator?
It's well, part of the streets.
Okay.
It's the middle ground of the streets.
Either way, she just told me that I need to do things that like really bring me joy and like what I want to do. And I think it also led me to like just kind of question myself on like my career choices. And
Yeah.
like, does it really serve a purpose? So yeah.
I like that. I not that I went to Reiki, but I went through that change of mindset a couple years ago when it was like, if I'm gonna leave my house,
It needs to be worth it.
it's gonna be with a purpose. Like I'm not attending events that I feel like I have to be obligated to. Like I could be home. Like there's been some like I say no to more things than actually yes. Like I get not to like be like obnoxious, but I get invited to a lot of places. I mostly say no, I'm not available.
Okay.
So like, there's people invite me to baby showers, and it's like,
I'm good.
I've met you twice. Like, no. So like, I always like make it a point that like, if I'm really gonna go spend time with people, it has to be people that I really like vibe with.
Yeah. And
Like, I'm not attending. Like, for example, like today, I got a message of like, I texted a friend and I was like, hey, like it's our other friend's birthday, coming up. Like we should plan something, and she said, oh, her other friends are planning a dinner, I'll loop you in. And I said, you don't have to because I don't really want to go with them.
yeah.
We'll just take our mutual friend out, like on a separate time, because I don't choose to spend
I
time with those
people you
people.
don't serve you anything and you already gave it a go and it just didn't vibe. Like everybody is not gonna be on your same wavelength. And
And
also,
I'm not for everybody.
yeah, and like that's what I was gonna say. I was like, not everybody meshes well. I mean, I could be neutral, but when I first meet people, I'm neutral and I'm like, let me fill this out. But I'm not gonna be like unhinged when
Like,
I first meet you.
like me.
Yeah. But that's fine. Like not everybody like you could say something rude and like you could say something rude and I'd be like, that's Esty fucking around. But you could say something rude to somebody else and be like, oh, he doesn't like me. Like or he's
You,
just trying to insult me.
you see, the good thing about the gays is that we get away with a lot. Like, we can say whatever we want, and people just like don't really like take it serious. Like if I say something funny, like shady about like a guy, they're like, oh, whatever, he's just gay. And then if I say something shady about like a girl, they're like, oh, whatever, he's so funny, he's just sassy and gay. But if you were to say something shady and funny about a girl, it's like, oh, that bitch got beef with me. So I could say whatever I want.
Moral of the story. But you decided to decline that invite because you were just like, no.
Yeah, girl, if I'm gonna spend money, I gotta be around people that I like.
Yeah. Like and
Even
that's what it should be.
even when it comes to dating, I am in a very good financial position that I don't have to go on dates to eat because I was poor back then. I can afford my own meals.
Okay.
So like, again, I say no to a lot of things versus yes.
And that's okay. Like everybody has to kind of prioritize like I got invited to go out with you, yes, tomorrow. And I was like, you know what? I have a lot on my plate right now. Like
But you were still trying to go.
I was trying to squeeze it in.
Hmm.
This is the problem about me.
Yeah.
I try to squeeze it all in 24 hours.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, you know what? I don't want to be overwhelmed. So I'm going to do what I have to do so that the pressure is off of my mind. And then, whatever, like the day is young, but still.
Remember one time you texted me and you said, "Are you free this day?" And I wrote, "Depends."
Yeah.
What are you asking me?
Yeah, like I was like, oh, are you free this day? And he's like, depends on like what you're trying to do. And I'm like,
Depends what you're asking me. If you want to go on a hike, I'm busy. If you want to go to brunch, I might be busy depending on the spot.
he knows to ask depending for me because I would be like, let's go on a hike or let's let's do an activity or like let's go to like when I told you about the break room and you were like, no.
Yeah.
Like some things just don't tickle your feather and that's okay. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
why I go by myself or I got different friends that will go with me.
You have a very adventurous boyfriend.
Yeah, and he's down for whatever. He tries it once and if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it.
I
That's
think
it.
the only thing he won't do is jump off, out of a plane, but I think that's debatable. You can probably talk him into it.
Well, I did ask him if he wanted to go ziplining and he said, "You know, I'm scared of heights." And I'm like, "Well, you're a tall dude. Like, why are you scared of heights?"
Because he's high.
But then I was like, "But you're willing to go on a roller coaster. Doesn't make sense." So, you know, Everybody has their own strokes for different
You
films.
see, I don't like roller coasters, but I've done zip lining.
I would like to do a zip line. Like I've done it before in North Carolina, and it was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta get used to like being like feeling like you're out of control and just relying on this one thing to hold you up. So yeah. Um, but one thing I must say, because I have something, because usually you like to vent, but I have a vent to say this episode.
Okay.
One thing I've been noticing is that a lot of people love to like blame things on others. Like I hate posts that be like, "Oh, if you're not a good friend, like you're not a good friend to me, like that's why you don't look like you don't this, you don't that," or "Oh, I love like loyal friends," or "Oh, you're a family member but you don't even check up on me." Like sometimes I feel like when you excessively do that, I also feel I start like looking at the person that posts it as well and say like, but were you a good friend? Were you a good family member? Did you check in? So I just really like hate to see people that vent so much about blaming the other person. So I was just like, that's like a little irk for me. Like, why are we blaming people all the time?
Well, because a lot of people lack accountability.
I'm just like have some accountability for your own actions as well.
Mm-hmm. I always say you have to be a friend to keep a friend.
Yes.
And so there's an example. Obviously, I'm not going to say names,
Yeah.
but I have a good friend that lives out of state,
Mm-hmm.
and she has a good friend that lives in New York.
Uh-huh.
And every time my friend, let's call her like Patricia. Not, well, I have a friend named Patricia. Let's, it's not Patricia, but let's call
Okay, I'm not saying it's her.
the friend that lives out of state. Let's call her Sally.
Okay, the
So I'm
one out of
really,
Sally.
so
Okay.
I'm really good friends with Sally.
Okay.
And her other good friend that lives here in New York City, just like me,
Mm-hmm.
her name is Trish.
Okay. Very white names. Okay.
Yeah. So Sally and Trish are like really good friends.
Okay.
And then every time Sally comes into town, I make a point to hang out with her, and she always brings Trish.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no issues with Trish. Like she's
Okay.
cool, but like we're not like
We're
close.
your acquaintance because Sally holds you guys together.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
every time we go out, we have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing bad to say, but every time I see Trish via Sally, she's always like, "Oh, why don't we hang out? We never like hang out together. We never make it a point to like see each other. Like you never call me. We only see each other when Sally's here."
Oh, Trish told you this.
Yes, and for like a couple of times I was just like, "Oh, girl, like like we just be busy, like just trying to
Smooth it out.
like just be like whatever." But one time I was like, you know what? Like some people just gotta hear the shit. So Trish told me one of the times she was like, oh, like, we always say, but we never hang out. We only hang out when Sally's here and we never get together. And I was like, you know what, Trish? Like, let's just cut the shit. I was like, you don't call me and I don't call you. And the phone works both ways. I was like, if we haven't hung out in 7 years solo, then that's just what it is. I'll see you at the next gathering with Sally.
And this is why I say, okay, you're not for everybody.
It's true.
But the truth is the
It's
truth.
true.
Like you guys are acquaintance.
But she always says like, "Oh, you don't call me. You don't call me. You don't call me." And you don't see me complaining.
Exactly.
Like you do not call me. And I 100% do not call you. And
We both know what it is.
And it's fine. And every time I see you with Sally, we have a great time. Like I've never not had a great time with Trish. She's a cool person. We're just not personal friends.
And that's okay.
And it's fine. So like going back to your point of like the phone both works both ways, the relationship works both ways when they're like, "Oh, you don't do this." Well, like you also don't do it, babe. So I had to let Trish know. She didn't like it, but you know what? I did.
What did she respond?
She was like, "Oh, okay, like if that's how you feel." Yeah, that is how I feel. Like that's how I said it.
I mean, I feel like some people they don't understand. I actually saw something on IG about a statistic, and be like, 50% of your friends don't categorize you. Only 50% of your friends categorize you
accurately.
um
Accurately.
accurately, like, you have like the main bitches, you have the
Mm-hmm.
second bitches, you got the third base bitches. Like, only 50% of your friends consider you as a main bitch as you consider her as a main bitch.
Yeah.
So I just feel like some people just aren't honest with themselves about what kind of relationship you have with your friends.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. That just really ticked me off because there's so many people that are always like, oh, like you don't call me, you don't invite me, you don't do this. You've never invited me even to the bus stop.
And that's free.
Like, and it's fine. Like I'm living.
It's fine. Exactly. I just don't like people that are like, they're like, oh, like always shading, and I'm just like, have you been a good friend? When was the last time you text a person? When was the last time you checked in? And if they're not checking in on you, then that means that they don't value you as much as you value them. Point blank period. Like,
And this to my single people, you guys probably can relate. People think that single people don't have problems. Like a lot of people in relationships are always like, oh, me and my man are going through this, me and my man this, we have, or like if you're married, it's like, oh, I'm having issues with my husband, or like, oh, people with children, people with children, and there's a specific person that I'm talking about that would never watch the show because they would never watch anything I'm in. People with children, there's this one person that would always say, oh, it's because I came home, I cooked, I cleaned because I'm a wife. Okay, well, I'm a human and I also cooked and cleaned. Like, is my cleaning not as important because,
is my tire not as important as your tire?
yeah. Or like when you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, well, you don't have kids. Okay, well, like, I have a body and my body gets tired. What do you mean?
Diga, what do you mean?
Like, what do you.
Tú estás aquí fregando conmigo.
There's a ghost.
No, it's because both of my ACs are on.
Oh, we're going to take a little
Give
break.
me a second.
Okay, we're back after this blackout.
Yo,
You would think we're in Puerto Rico.
no, you would think we're in what was it? 20. When was the blackout of New York?
Like 2004.
Yeah, you would have thought we were in like a blackout, but sorry, it happens. Shit happens. Bye,
Well,
boys.
on
The
the
topic.
break, Marlene reminded me of a story that I never told her in general. So this is the first time she's gonna hear
I
it.
know that's what I'm like.
But speaking of friend, you don't categorize friends the same. Some friends don't categorize you the same as you categorize
Categorize them.
them.
Yeah, like that's what I just said.
So, without giving too much away, my friend,
You don't have to say specific.
no, but I'm trying to give them names so like
Okay.
people can follow the story.
Okay.
I don't know. We did Trish and Sally.
Do Pamela.
My friend Pamela was having a big event.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a huge event. She had invited a lot of people.
Okay.
And her friend got upset because she didn't get invited to like a pre-event.
Okay.
Pamela's friend, let's call her like
Brenda.
Kyle.
Kyle. Okay.
All right. So Pamela's friend Kyle got upset because she didn't get invited to like a big leading up event to
Okay.
Pamela's event. But like you weren't invited. So her reaction was to DM Pamela and let her know how hurt she was that she wasn't invited to. And out of that, she was not going to attend the big event. And it was like this whole
But
thing.
but Kyle was invited to the big event.
She was invited to the big event,
Okay.
but not the smaller event that took place
Okay.
in May.
Okay.
And she said, as my sister best friend, I would have thought that I would be invited. I knew everybody going to the small event, and I was really hurt that you didn't like take me into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw these messages, I was like, you guys are that close? Like, I didn't know you guys were like that close. Like, sister is a big thing.
Sister / best friend.
Yeah, but whatever.
We ain't here to judge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we are.
yeah, like,
There's the premise of
I'm
this
like-
podcast, actually. But whatever. So I even forgot her fucking name. Kyle
Kyle.
sent like this whole thing to Pamela, like, you know, like I'm not, gonna attend. I was very hurt. She was like, I unfollowed everybody on social media. And it's like, well, nobody really noticed. I didn't notice that she had unfollowed me. Like, girl, I don't keep track of that shit. So, like, whatever. And to me, that's just like really petty to like just say, like, oh, I'm not gonna attend this because I wasn't invited to like a smaller scale event. Like, this big event is like meaningful for your life. So I was like, now that's some petty shit that,
That is petty.
like, is this worth you losing a friendship over?
No. Me personally, like, if somebody really means that much to me, I wouldn't like put all of this stress of like sending them an essay before the big event, because that's extra stress. Like, maybe I might have felt the way, but I would talk to her after and still attend, because at the end of the day, like, that's a big event and I want to be part of that if I'm such a sister
Yeah.
slash best friend.
I think you suck up your pride and you attend the event.
That's what I
But
would do.
that didn't happen.
Okay, so what happened?
We had a great time. And she doesn't follow us on social media, so she's not gonna see how much of a great time we had, but we did.
Okay.
And then a vlog of the smaller event she wasn't invited is going up soon, so like she's gonna see that we had a great time also.
Bloop.
So yeah.
Did Pamela like say anything, or like was she hurt?
Pamela wasn't bothered. She was like, you know what, girl, like now I understand you being upset, and she apologized, but like you just not like being petty, not going to something. She was like, all right, like I don't need that type of energy.
I'm good on that, especially if I'm going through all this stress. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
It sounds like she was trying to be the main character in Pamela's story, but she wasn't. Well, guys.
Well, are we ending now? Do you need to address something?
Yeah.
There's two things you need to address.
The shirt.
Yes. Because I walked in here very happy, and the first thing I saw was Marlene's shirt. And she's like, hi. And I was like, what's a dinker?
And I said, doesn't it say day drinker?
And I was like, no, it says dinker. And she goes like, no, like D-R. And I was like, there's no R. It's D-I. Like, she was like, what is this? And I was like, is it from Shein? Because I just forgot the R. But
And then I said, let's look up the term.
yeah, I was like, is it a term of like,
And it's an actual pickleball term.
Mike?
Oh, pickleball term. It's so I thought it said day drinker. Cause I must say, I don't know if there's like a diagnosis for this, but like I'm very like quick.
I was gonna say dyslexia.
Not dyslexia. But like I read day drinker.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it doesn't have a R. So then I said day dinker. I was like, what is that? So it's actually a pickleball term where like when you hit the ball like softly.
Okay.
So that's what it means.
Yeah. I was like, what's a dinker?
But I'm over here like day drinker. Like, yeah, I'm drinking a high note.
And she's wearing it proudly like many times like
I went to Chicago. Oh, I went to Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's another thing you
Yeah.
have. But you could probably share that in the other episode.
Yeah. But I went to Chicago and the TSA guy, he was like, what does your shirt say? And I was like, day drinker. And I just like, like,
He was
andando.
He was like, this bitch is dumb.
And I was like, nah, she probably was thinking I was mad dumb.
Yeah. Can't read.
But it's day dinker.
Now you need to start playing pickleball. That's where you meet like hot guys. Not that you need to meet one.
I was gonna say like, senor.
And then also, you launched a new series on your social media.
Yeah, so you guys keep me fucking accountable. I'm gonna try to drop a reel per week on things that I do around the city. It doesn't only have to be the city because I'm an international bitch.
Well, like things you do that are
things that I do. If you're curious on like what do I do, since you have called me out many times that I'm for the streets,
like,
that I maintain the streets.
People love the streets.
Then
You're the vice president of the streets.
So who's the president?
I don't know, like Cardi B? Your boyfriend? You guys?
Anyways, so yeah, I launched a reel series where I'm gonna be just sharing what I do on a weekend. And if anybody wants to comment on like things that maybe I should look out for or whatever, yeah, but Remember, I'm in my 30s, so it's not like I'm going clubbing. But I probably go to brunch, get fucked up, go to a bar after, and be home by 10. That's more my vibe.
Day thinker.
Day thinker.
All right.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for our rants.
We're going to be dropping new episodes, and we have like new artwork that you guys should check out.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for you guys to see. If you haven't checked out our social media page
Yeah.
on Instagram,
Spilling the tea. I forgot her social. Stealing the Tea podcast.
Spilling the Tea podcast.
Yeah, she forgot it too. Follow us. Follow us so we don't forget.
Espérate. Yo, we're like two blondes. Spilling the Tea pod.
Stealing the Tea pod on Instagram and TikTok. And I think that's YouTube also.
Yeah. And check us out. We're going to have new, we took some great photography. And we have a reel actually.
Well, a YouTube video.
A YouTube
and a
video.
reel probably.
And a reel probably. Where you get to know us a little bit more. So yeah. Check us out and stay tuned for more
shit talking.
More shit talking.
Yeah.
And a little bit about maybe some things that we say may resonate with you. Have a great one, guys.
Thank you for listening to Spilling the Tea with Estee and Marlene.
Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Bye, guys.